Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be going into a product which is, just like the thumbnail shows, the Engineer Scissors. So whether or not you work in the shop and garage a lot or not at all, I think this is a tool that almost anybody can find a lot of good use for. But if you do work in the shop and garage a lot, this is going to be a fantastic tool for you. So we're going to go over the specs, pricing, features, my thoughts on it, and then I'll share a couple other brands that you guys may want to consider just in case this isn't what you prefer. So I'll have all three of those tools that we're going to talk about today linked down in the description by themselves so you guys can easily find them. And then I'm going to have the tools and tools continued link, which is going to be a link to a long list of tools that I suggest. So if you guys want to check those out, they're available to you. We also have merchandise available now. If you guys want to support the channel, you can do that. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that for the products we're going to talk about today, I will do my absolute best to answer any of them down in the comments. If you guys enjoy this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Let's go ahead and take a look at this new tool. So here are the Engineer Scissors, and the part number for these are going to be, as you can see here, Engineer Papa Hotel -55, made in Japan. Very high quality finish, nice stainless steel blades. So it is going to come with this plastic sheath here to protect the blade when not in use. It also has drain holes as well throughout it, so if you use this in inclement weather and you put it away, then it is allowed to drain. The stainless steel is also going to obviously prevent it from rusting, but it won't be sitting in water in the sheath, so that is nice. And then it's there to just, in general, protect the blade. And it's just a friction fit over the joint here, and it holds very well. The handle is the same material as the sheath. It is a plastic material. On the handles, it does say Engineer here. Here it says Tetsuan Scissors GT. Same thing on the other side. And with these handles, this is the standard design, but you can also get it with a built-in crimper in the handles as well, if that's something that you prefer. And then here they have a hand guard on each side, so you can't pinch your hand between the handles when really applying pressure to possibly cut like a larger cable or anything like that. I'll also be posting up pictures so you guys can see some of the things that this thing is capable of. I'm going to share some examples with you, but just so you guys can be aware of the thicknesses of different materials and cables and ropes and things like that. So besides the handles, moving into the actual blades, you can see it has a straight blade, flat, and then it has micro serrations as well towards the back. So if you're cutting fabric and you don't want the serrations, you use the front part of the scissors, and then you have the micro serrations for, like cutting your wiring and things like that, where you may need the micro serrations to help get through the wire. Then another awesome feature of these is this side, one of the sides. You can see here on this side it is a flat portion. On this side it does come to a sharper edge, not real sharp, but sharp enough that it is designed to be used for opening boxes, cutting tape, things like that. So it is a box opener. And then at the base underneath, you do have a wire cutter as well. This is more of a shear cutter, so it's not going to, used for stranded wire or anything like that. This is going to be more for your solid wire. And that is it basically as far as the features. The quality is extremely high. I like the handles, but keep in mind, if you have some big bear paws, this may not be the set for you. They do have some larger handled ones out there. I don't have any experience with the larger handled ones. I will share a couple of others that I do have experience with. One being the Knipex, which is also a fantastic set that runs around the same price, a little bit more, but the blade on that one is going to be a little bit shorter, but it's also got a big cable cutter on it, so it may be a little bit better at cutting larger cables. Keep in mind, this is not designed to be your specific tool for, cutting wire or things like that. Obviously, if you do a lot of that, you're going to have some wire cutters, but this is just a good tool to have around for multiple different things. If you're working and you just need to cut a quick wire or something like that, this will easily do that. and you have a box cutter, so you don't have to run and grab a box cutter or anything like that. It's just good for multiple different things. It's got 4 different features on this one. So the solid wire cutter, the straight blade micro serrations, and the box cutter. And then you can get the 5-in-1 with the crimper at the bottom. So overall, I really enjoy this design. It's held up very well. I've had this one probably close to 6 months now, and I've really enjoyed it. So besides the Knipex that I mentioned before, which hopefully I've posted a picture up, as well as the pricing, you can also get medical shears. So I've had these since I was in the military many years ago, and these things are phenomenal. You can get extremely cheap ones, or you can get a good quality pair if you're trying to save some money. The cheap ones are still good, but if you get a nice quality pair, which still isn't very expensive, it's still cheaper than, you know, your standard engineer or Knipex scissors. This doesn't quite have the blade on it that the other two do, but these things are phenomenal. They hold up very well. It's meant for cutting, you know, fabric, really tough fabric. And I mean, we've used these in the military just for fun, just to cut pennies. That was the big thing that we were always told, is you can cut a penny with these, so we do it. And yeah, they definitely do. Now, are they going to hold up long if you're continuously cutting pennies in half? Probably not. But these ones do have a serrated blade. Some of them are different. Some of them will just have a straight blade. This one does have micro serration as well. I'm not sure how well the camera is going to pick that up. They're extremely small. But you have a high pivot point here, so you can get a lot of leverage with these scissors. And then it's got a guard on it. That's more for, you know, using it on patients or whatnot. But these are still fantastic. I've used them in the shop for many years, and they're just fantastic, cheap, you know, a good tool to have around. So if you want to save a little bit of money, while these aren't quite as versatile, they're still a great tool to have around. So this is another option to go with. Getting back to the engineer pliers, let's just go ahead and test it out. So I have a few just different options here. So with the solid wire, I believe this is 18 gauge steel wire. You just pop it right there in the back. Very little force needed to cut that. And then here, this is kind of a 2-in-1. We have some nylon braided sleeving. This is the stuff that I like to use on a lot of my wiring when I'm working on my car. But then we got some, I don't know, 18 gauge wire in here. Not too big of stuff, pretty small stuff, but it does a really good job. Using the micro serrations to cut at the base is going to give you your best cut. Real easy, not a whole lot of pressure there in order to cut that. So even getting up to, like, you know, 10 gauge wire, it still does a really good job. Now getting above that, you may have to put a little bit of force into them. I mean, this is a fairly small set of scissors, so just keep that in mind, but it does do a good job cutting those items. And then here I just have some 3/8 fuel line, and it once again does a fantastic job. Obviously, if you're constantly cutting fuel line to size or whatnot, you'll probably use, you know, something like this. But if you just need something real quick and easy to cut that, it takes a little bit of force, but it does a good job. While it does, you know, I didn't put it on there completely straight. Either way, it does a good job. It does take a little bit of force in order to cut through that, but not too bad at all. And then if you're like me, and you may purchase quite a bit of things on Amazon, not only is this going to help you open up all your packages. Let's say you get a box. This is just an example. I have a Moog U-joint here. You can use this box cutter on the end and just simply cut through and open your packaging. So this is going to be great for tape and things like that. But when you order things and you open up that box and then you're so excited to see, this is a very easy version of what I'm talking about. But sometimes you get those packages that are that heat pinched plastic, like all the way around. So like with something like this, I'll just get mad enough to just, you know, rip through the edges. But when you have this heat crimped plastic all the way around a product and you have to get into it, some scissors do not like that. And then doing it with a knife sometimes can get real sketchy depending on the product and how small the packaging is. But with this, I mean, this makes extremely easy work of plastic materials. It's extremely easy and definitely saves me from a little bit of frustration when getting tools out of this stinking plastic packaging. So overall, these things can be fantastic for so many different uses, whether you work in the shopping garage all the time and working with ropes or cables or wires or fuel lines, or all the miscellaneous things you come across in the shop or garage. This can also be great for the house. And these really are priced really well. Where the Knipex are around the $30 to $40 price range, these sometimes sit at that, but it's very rare. Most of the time, you'll see them around the $25 price range, and then on sale, you'll see them between $18 and $20. So I think for $18 to $20, this is a fantastic set, especially for that Japanese-made stainless steel, just the design. But once again, if you have big bear paws, you may want to look into something a little bit bigger, something that may be a little bit more comfortable for you. But other than that, these things have been fantastic. Even with the handles being made out of plastic, they're still very comfortable when holding them, even when applying a lot of pressure to maybe a larger item that you may be cutting. It does a very good job. So definitely a tool that I suggest. If you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, or anything on this tool, please feel free to drop a comment down below. I'd be happy to answer it to the best of my ability. And here's just a quick overlook of the tool once again. These will be the Knipex and the medical shears will all be linked down in the description with their own link, so it's easy to find. And then we have that tools and tools continued link there for you as well, if you guys want to check out the other tools that I suggest. Overall, a fantastic product, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. See you guys next time.